Hey everyone at home or wherever you happen to be. I am Miss Jamie and welcome back to another episode of Art Explorations for Kids. So today we're going to do something really fun. We're going to focus on our furry best friends and we're going to do a puppy drawing. We're going to study today how to do fur without drawing each individual hair itself. So you're going to go ahead and pick up your Jumbo Jet black pencil and follow along with me as we start drawing our puppy dog. So we're going to start off with a curve down. And then we're going to come a little curve off to the side to create his cheek. And finish off circling up here, and this is the top of his head. And I'm going to go ahead and from the top here just draw a really light line down the center. And you can see we sort of have this oval shape right here. We're going to create another light line right across here. In the center here, we're going to create a triangle, and that's going to be his nose. And then just come in and add two little curves for his mouth. And then up here, sort of equidistant on each side of this line right here, this center line, we're going to go ahead and draw one eyebrow and another eyebrow. And now we're going to go ahead and add in the eyes. There's going to be two giant puppy dog eyes, giant ovals. We're going to have them looking up to the right, so another oval in the middle and a little circle for the highlight. And then we're going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. And the highlight. Now of course we can't forget the ears, so we're going to start up here. We're going to give him some floppy ears. Bring that down. And then over on the other side here, bring him down. And this ear is going to come in front of the head, so we can go ahead and make this mark a little bit darker as we bring it up, and don't finish it quite all the way to the top. Now we're going to go ahead and draw in his body. So we're going to start off creating a round shape here, and do this lightly. We're going to come back over this with marker. Bring an arm down here in the front. And then put a paw right here, just a little hump over. A second paw pad. And a third paw pad, and bring it around to connect to the back of the leg. And from the back circle here of his body, we're going to create a little hump for the back leg, a little half circle here for his thigh, and create a little bump here for his back paw. Another paw pad, and connect to the back here. So we have this circle that we've created right here for his body, and we've made it soft, so we're going to go ahead and darken it a little bit, and we're going to add some jagged edges right at his chest, which are going to help us to see a little bit of what looks like the silhouette of fur. You know, when you see a puppy and he's just shaggy, he's got just those cute little tufts of fur sticking out. That's what we want to focus on instead of each individual little hair. So I'm going to go ahead, create a little jagged edge there, jagged edge, jagged edge, and bring it down for his tummy. So now we want to do his back leg. We're just going to bring one line down and a little hump over for his paw, another hump for a second paw pad, and bring it down. Another way we can create a fur texture is by adding those little jagged edges into the pattern that might be on the dog. So we're going to make this a spotted dog and make his spots just a little bit jagged to accentuate that he is a very fluffy dog. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a spot on this ear. I'm going to do just kind of like a little wavy spot over on this ear. And I'll give him a spot right here. We'll do a spot back here too. And now I want to give him a nice shaggy tail. So I'm going to bring the pencil up and over, back down, and remember it's fuzzy, so he's got lots of little furry bits sticking out. This isn't like a lizard's tail, so we want to show that it's nice and fluffy. And so I'm going to create another edge here, bring it down, and connect. I think I also want to give him some little head hairs too, so we're just going to create like a little ocean wave up here at the top. Maybe three little bits. All right, so now that we have it drawn out, we can go ahead and outline it with our marker. You can pick whatever color you want. Let's see, I think for this one, I'm going to go with purple. Now we're not going to fill in all of our lines. Some of our lines were just guidelines like these here in the face. These light lines, we're going to erase those after we finish filling in with our marker. So we're just going to focus on the important lines that we want to highlight. Now as you're outlining your drawing, if there is a line you made that you don't like, it's perfectly okay to go ahead and make an adjustment. I did that here in the tail. I decided I didn't like how I came with my pencil right here, and it was a little bit thin, and I wanted his tail to be just a little bit fatter because he's a very fluffy dog. So I just went ahead with my marker and came around the side there. So now we're going to go ahead and erase all these lines we don't need. Now you can wipe your shavings off your paper, or you can also take your paper, lift it up, and on the side of the table, just go like that. And that should get rid of any excess eraser shavings that you have. And be sure to check for any extra marks that you may have missed. Like I see I missed a few here in the eye. Okay, and now we're going to pick the colors for our dog. And these can be any colors you want. And let's see, I think I'm going to give him blue eyes. Blue eyes are pretty. Remember to use your marker drawing in the same direction. If you start going in lots of different directions, it's going to start looking really messy, and your drawing just won't be cohesive. And like a professional artist, you want to make sure you keep all your strokes going in one direction, so that way the area that you're filling in will have more even color and will look nice and neat. And don't forget, you don't want to color in that little highlight area, because that's just the area of light, the little spotlight that's hitting the dog's eye and shining off of it. I think we'll make a yellow dog. Remember, keeping all in one direction. And sometimes you might have color contamination, which is what happens when you have one color, like my yellow, that might touch the purple here. So one way I like to work around that is just create a little barrier with the color, with the marker that I am working with and starting to color in with, between the line that I have down and what I'm starting to put down, like I did here. So that way I just have a little bit more room to work. So you can see that I am holding my marker at an angle as opposed to straight down. If you do straight down like this, you're going to get a very thin line and you won't be able to color in quite as much area as quickly. So if you hold it at an angle like this, you can get this nice edge here and really cover a lot of surface faster than you would with the point down. And so now I have the base color for my dog, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the spots. And I think for his spots I want to make them orange, And I'm also gonna go in and add, and I think I'm gonna make his nose pink. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so now we have our puppy dog, and that's the end of the beginning lesson before we move on to more advanced techniques. And I just wanted to remind everyone that yours does not have to look exactly like mine. Even from my previous drawing to this drawing, I changed the spots and a little bit of the shape, the same of the body and everything, the same idea. So if your spots are in different areas, or your dog is a little bit fluffier or not quite as fluffy, it's perfectly fine. That's your puppy, and he is unique just like you. And so congratulations on creating a wonderful masterpiece. And if you would like to keep going, we're going to go ahead and start on the background. All right, so welcome back, and now we're going to move on to the advanced portion of our lesson. We're going to go ahead and add some background elements to this cute puppy that you guys have created, and we're going to do so since our theme is fur and we've done spots. I think I'm going to add some spots into my background and make it a little bit more abstract as opposed to realistic. So I think I'm going to start by making some purple spots in the background. I'm just going to take my marker, and with the same technique that we did here for the spots in the dog, I'm going to just do that in the background here. And you can put your spots wherever you want. I think I'm going to put one up here. Maybe have one coming behind his head. And maybe one coming off the corner here. That kind of adds a fun element to your composition. If you have shapes that go off the edge of your paper. Maybe I'll have one back here. And finish that up. I'll do one here. And I think I'll have a final one coming back here. And I did all my spots a little bit big. You can do yours any size that you want. So now we're going to go ahead and fill these in. Actually, I think I want to go ahead and fill my spots in with purple. Since we have so many outlines, I feel like I really want to bring that out. So remember, all of your lines going in the same direction, and I'm on the edge of the paper here, so I'm going very gently, just so that I don't, draw onto the table. I'm creating myself a little edge here, and then I can go in and fill in a little bit faster since I have this border to protect me from running off the paper. you feel like your spots are too big, and you feel like you're overwhelmed because you have such a big area to color in, that's okay. You can just break up these spots like I'm doing. You can see I've already started coloring in here, but I just come over and draw another line down, and then I've created 2 different areas to color in, and it's a little less intimidating of an area to cover. I only have to worry about 2 smaller areas as opposed to 1 giant one. Okay, so now I've colored in my spots, and what I'm going to do now is I am going to challenge each one of you at home to take any of these sections that you have and color them a different color completely. So something, it can be one of the colors that you used in your puppy dog already, but just a completely different color in each section. So I'm going to start with this lime green over here, I think, on the left bottom side. Some of you at home might be wondering what makes this an advanced technique, and this is because we're really getting in extra practice with how to handle and use these brush tip markers, how to angle them so that you can get the right coverage for the amount of space you're working in, and also this technique of filling in spaces, creating smaller spaces out of large ones so that the coloring goes by quicker, you can cover more space more quickly. And we're also practicing just how we handle these markers in general with these, creating these spots here, these curvy shapes and the wavy lines. So we're just helping ourselves become better artists through practice here. And you don't have to put the same colors I'm using in the same spots. This is all up to you and your artistic vision. You have artistic license to pick whatever colors you want to use. Now we have our fully completed piece. Thank you so much for following along with me. Remember what we covered in this lesson, how to create the illusion of fur without having to go in with every single individual hair, trying to get all that detail in. Sometimes you just need just a little bit to go a long way, and that's what we've done with this drawing. Just a few little marks to show that we have a nice fluffy dog. So thank you for joining me again, and we'll see you on the next Art Exploration for Kids.